Do not come. Do not come.
Does anybody remember when I said earlier that I don't think that all these politicians are into children, or better yet, just into some really weird things when it comes to, seems like, I'm trying to word this YouTube, but this is, I'm going to click to something here in a second. I'm going to show you this. But, man, okay, so we've got Ketanji Brown being, inducted in the Supreme Court Hall of Fame as the world's best, most stunning, brave child trafficking, pedophile protector. And so you've got the wrinkle parties that Madison Cawthorn was talking about that they invited him to. And then you've got Hunter doing all this weird stuff. That's all being exposed, which they need to drop more information if they've got it. Come on, bring some more information to the table about this here laptop. I want to see some more pictures. Save the sausage stuff for when you need it, but we need more drops of this information if you have it. By the way, out there listening to anybody with the laptops, they keep telling all the people who's got the stuff, but not dropping the information. So we want to see more stuff. But anyways, what I'm getting at is this, I always keep joking around. This is totally not a ring of people of pedophiles or somebody that would protect the crimes against certain things. But this here is very, I'll cut to the thing here. I'm going to cut to it. Here we go. Here you go. Former stripper running for Congress says she aborted her baby to give a better life. All right, now let's look into this right quick here. Alexandria Hunt, almost like a miniature AOC. Look at that right there. Can we just figure that out looking? Those, by the way, are Xanax eyes, not meth eyes. So we'll see how this rolls out. Alexandria Hunt, 29 years of age, is running for Democrat nomination for Philadelphia area congressional district and has been attempting to leverage her sordid past in her order to gain an edge over her competition in the political race. As a young adult, Hunt chose to become a sex worker while she studied at University of Richmond, where she earned a degree in psychology. What? Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. And now her eyes are set on Congress, so she also wants everyone to know that she never regret her abortion, by the way. Well, that's really good. If you're going to do something, double down on it. But I want to tell you something about people in psychology. I have a little bit of experience with this kind of situation when it comes to how this all works, okay? 90% of people who become psychologists are working out problems of their own. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with them. It's a fetish because they know they have problems, and they'll go to these things and they'll try to. It just is weird. If you look into this, you'll see what I'm talking about. So she's got definitely some weird stuff going on. Okay, and anybody that thinks they're going to coach somebody into uninsanity as a psychologist who lived their past life like this, and then justifies it and thinks that this is the way you do it. I'll get into this. These people don't need to have any hand on anybody's mental stability. Okay. There you go. All right, check this out. She had this abortion at 18 years of age. Her campaign platformed on pro-drug use, also greater access to that word where they take people, where you see that for the doing away with the pregnancy, decriminalization of prostitution, and other progressive promises to erode the backbone of American society, which it will. She thinks that what she did is, and I'll show you here in a second too. She thinks what it is empowering. Okay, she worked as a youth soccer coach. Once it was revealed that Hunt has spent time as a sex worker, the club she coached terminated her after she refused to stop promoting her past virtues. And it says in a tweet right here, when I began speaking publicly about working as a stripper and making an honest living, I was pushed out of my job as a soccer coach, while Matt Gaetz has been under investigation for having sex with a minor. And that was all debunked. And by the way, when that all come out, if anybody remembers that Matt Gaetz was going through that issue, he called out the people who was doing it on a mainstream. It was like on Tucker Carlson, or it was on Fox News, and it was a lot of people watching. And he named names. He said that this is about to come out. I'm going to name the names, and this is why it's happening. And it was proven to be the fact after it was all said and done with. She says that sex work is only viewed negatively because of misogyny, arguing that it was actually an empowering profession that allows women to own their sexuality and use that to bring both money and power to level the playing field. I'm sorry. That right there is called demoralizing yourself, degrading yourself. That's all that is. If you can't win them with brains and brains and smarts and work ethic, just do that. Just spread your legs open. That's not a really good way to think. I don't think that she, like I say, this is a dumpster fire right here. Um, she says she became pregnant at 18 because of her generation faces lack of jobs, the lack of living wage, and housing crisis, an affordable housing crisis, the student debt crisis, and climate emergency, and the prison industrial complex, and other maladies. She chose to kill her unborn child. I wanted to offer my child better, she said. That's really twisted. On Wednesday, a former sex worker created OnlyFans account on her in order to fund her campaign. OnlyFans, for the fortunate few who are unaware of this website that allows prostitutes, amateur models, and professional adult film participants to offer the sale of smut directly to their fans. And while accepting the sex workers virtuous members of society and an abhorrent in its own right, that isn't good enough for each. She earnestly believes that must be accepted as teachers in schools as well. Okay, so there's more to this article here, and it just talks about she just is not a good person. She's completely out of touch, and she's also going to try to she's getting in people's heads as a psychologist, and then she wants to get into your society through her political beliefs and run for Congress. Anyways, let me flip back to this here, answer the phone. We're going to cut back to it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate everybody, and I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Well, I hope that opens up the old eyeballs for a second there. Hit my phone floppy. All right. So, have we learned anything today? I think that we figured out that they are a ring of pedophiles and child doer batters when it comes to things. One more, a quick little run over. The IG report reveals Biden regime wasted $17 million on unused hotel rooms meant for illegals and ICE contractors. It's weird. And we've got some weird stuff with Elon Musk and Twitter, and I'm very entertained by that whole thing. I hope that Elon Musk pulls it off, and we get a change up in leadership when it comes to Twitter. I know that right now they're looking into his all of his dealings. I'm talking about major. Everything that he does when it comes to trading stock, when it comes to remarks made, other things, he's under a lot of scrutiny right now because the DOJ is talking about looking into all of his stuff. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of the fact that he got a few years ago, and they tried to mess with him on Tesla stock when he wanted to become private. And he had to pay some money out. But when it comes to Twitter, the government's complete complete right arm. It really gets all in their stuff. It really does. When they're using that to pump their propaganda and needing that to be controlled solely by them, and you've got somebody like Tesla or Elon Musk who's going in there and like, I'm going to buy all this stuff. You have shareholders that kept a bunch of people from making money without asking these people whether or not they wanted to sell. There's just so many things behind the scenes happening when it comes to what Elon Musk is doing. And lots of things here, federal probes. I think it's going to be really interesting how this all turns out because Elon Musk knows that this would all come to light if he tried to do this. So it's not like he would just wake up one morning and do something. You don't take that kind of money and decide to do something with it, not trying to take for account all the things that may take place in between. So, and there's a lot of people out there who are watching their Twitter stock go to nothing. They would be like, yes, let's make something happen. And so if he can circumvent the business sector and go to the private sector, you're talking about a big deal, man. It's going to really, that'll expose a lot of what's going on with the DC swamp. And I'm sort of reading through this article a little bit here, and I'll link it in here. But this is not over. So I'm definitely looking to see what happens here. It says the world's richest man might be on the cusp of launching a global crusade to restore freedom of speech. So naturally, the Biden regime and the psychopaths in the media can't sit down and let it happen. And that's true. We need this. We need this because there's a lot of people who are going to be running for office that need a fair, free speech platform so they can get their message out. Everything is right now is being throttled by bought out mainstream media that has to do with Soros and other high fiat money turning people, put it to you like that. All right, well, I'm going to jam this all together and get it out to y'all today. I really thank everybody for being here. Thank you all the new subscribers. YouTube be throttling me, y'all, but that's all right. I'm not done. Lots of things going on. They ain't going to get rid of me that easy. Thank you all, everybody. I want to give a shout out to Shannon at Devoted Patriots. I want to give a shout out to Matt at Exile, and I want to give a special shout out to Neil Johnson. Super awesome people. You're looking at some really wonderful Patriots out there. You can look them up on YouTube. I would do all these links, but I'm going to get this video out real fast because I've got a whole shop full of vehicles I've got to get to. Thank you all very much. Lots of love. God is in control.